Hello and welcome to this month's edition of tSúil Dhuibneach. We're here in the idyllic setting of Dhuibhneach and we will be broadcasting from different locations around the peninsula from now on. In this month's programme we have a mixture of reports for you. We have a piece about a group collecting money for cancer centres in Ireland, a report on the worthwhile work of the tSúil Sanctuary in the tSúil, and we will look back at a project undertaken recently by the Díseart in Dingle. Anyway, on to our first report. People have used new and innovative ways to collect money for various good causes. During Easter week this year, a hardy group left Belfast with Ballydavid as their ultimate destination. Slán Ní was on location to find out more about this adventurous group of people. The well-known cycling race Ross the Moon held one of its legs passing through Dingle on the Easter bank holiday weekend. However, there was another group of hardy travellers that had travelled over 500 kilometres to reach Scrogall. Scrogall was on location to meet them.
On maracycle from Belfast to Ballydavid ar bust an tedla hugad there dína nofil éon tréáil diantacha agus is bhaile cancer centres fuad na tíide a thoise de bailú airgid bhaile Frank Bunting a fear a bhí ganas an INTO sa tuaisgurt agus ha mantanis chun fnachtlóha agus ráitsa an good déirnach don droslóha ó nangan siarchal fada le ball na ngáil.
There was quite a bit of waiting around before the first participants of the maracycle arrived from Tralee, and oddly the first to arrive seemed to have lost his bike. Perplexed, he turned around again and headed out, presumably to find his bike. It wasn't long after that the first of the cyclists started to arrive, with the man who seemed to have found his bike at last.
Min sahan mal na ngáil agus an rás sriste gon buchas le dia agus na hen duine slán sábháilta. Ha min sahan énach le cuihín agus há seach an insin dúine is miall ar an grúpa. Cuihín Aberlin céhéis se féin?
Well, grúpa cardja de pronchis tamid bí pronchis in the camera den common muintir in na hairn in tuisgurt na hairn agus fíimeil in cardúil leis agus nuair fuair sé bás bhí rún agin rud a dhéanú ina ceimhne agus tháinig bhain sé céile agus chur an smaoinú agin an rás seo nó an toras seo a dhéanú agus airgid de bháilú don Onadals dan egen hospital na Carach in Belfast.
So hasníver cúpla lá hin.
Hasníid in Belfast Díseart agus an céadla chuimiid gotí an Cavan an lána é sin an Cavan gotí Athlone agus an lána é sin Athlone go limni gotí Tralee agus aniu Tralee and Ballydavid.
Agus tháinig cúpla duine ó nangan agus ó chorcaghine cho fada le trolí chun Ballydavid.
Hannig.
Agus an dug sé sin spragadíh.
Oh, bhí sé go anmhaith i d'áil agus bhí crack on.
Agus an bhfuil mór an airgid Ballydavid ar son.
Ag an bómate tá 50 míle font ag an bómate ach tá súil agin iné an Congress don Common Muintir na hair an tá súil agin couple míle eile a bhailú ag an Congress.
Agus a raibh sé dachar an trusa ar fada dhéanamh. Bhfuil peanna de chorpan is aber.
Bhí sé teachar go leor an céadla bhí an amtir go donna agus bhí an céadla go cruí ach in dhé sin bhí an gaí ar drim agus bhí sé mai agus tháinig an soilse amach agus bhí sé mai bhí sé fuair ach bhí sé an mai.
So how deireadh sriste go bhfuil cóghardachas liver fad agus go náirí liv.
Go mágad.
For some years now, tourism groups and local businesses on the peninsula have been making efforts to provide new facilities to cater for visitors in wet weather. In 2010, the newest attraction, the Dingle Wildlife and Seal Sanctuary, was opened in Emla in the tSúil. Our reporter Aidan O'Shea went to talk to them about their work.
Hello, and today we're here outside the Dingle Wildlife and Sea Sanctuary just outside Dingle on the Tralee Road. The sanctuary is another addition to one of the many visitor attractions here on the peninsula. And we're going to go in and talk to Ali, who is one of the team members who helps rehabilitate the animals.
We've been open here since June 2010. We originated as part of the Irish Seal Sanctuary, which was in Dublin, and that's been around for the last 20 years. So they actually were appealed for a new site to open another seal sanctuary, and one of their managers came down here, and the owner of the sanctuary here, Kieran, he offered up this piece of land to be used as the sanctuary. So since June 2010, we've been operating as the only seal sanctuary in Ireland. The one in Dublin actually closed down, so we cover the whole coast of Ireland now.
And what kind of animals would you treat here?
Obviously we treat seals. We have, in the summer months we get common seals, and in the winter months we get the grey seals. We also take in any wildlife in need, so we often get lots of seabirds such as gannets and puffins and shearwaters, that sort of thing. We also have had an otter come into us and quite a few hedgehogs, that sort of thing. Anything in need we'll help if we can.
You rescued a couple of gannets there last month on Ventry Beach. Could you tell us a bit about the condition now and how they're faring out?
Of course, yes. There were two gannets that were actually found on the beach. They were tangled in a lot of netting and very exhausted. One of them was particularly tired, but other than that had no obvious injuries. The other one had what appeared to be a damaged wing. It was actually turned out just to be some tender damage. So we fed them both up. They were both eating really well. The one with the damaged wing, we actually had a stocking over its whole body to hold its wing in place until it healed, and they actually were doing really well.
Very good. Now, Ali, could you tell me, is there much work involved in getting the seals back up to full strength, ready for the big bad world?
There is. It's quite a process getting the seals back into the wild. Often when they arrive to us, they either have a really nasty injury, often from a propeller or from being caught in netting. Other times they could just be an orphaned pup where they may have been separated from their mother after a storm, or perhaps something happened to the mother, or she just abandoned them if she's a first-time mum and doesn't know exactly what to do with a pup. So we often get a lot of underweight pups as well that have been weaned from their mother but haven't learnt how to hunt fish yet. So for all those reasons, we get seal pups in. We have to tube feed them to rehydrate them when they first arrive, which is quite a process, and then we slowly move them onto a fish soup, which we just put straight into their stomach. Then we have to move them onto fish, which can be quite challenging. Sometimes they've never even seen a fish before, so we have to teach them how to eat, which can sometimes mean force feeding. More often than not, they pick it up very quickly though, and once they're eating the fish in their bath in the kennel by themselves, they get moved over into these nursery pools behind me. Once they're in here, it's a good chance for them to sort of have normal social interaction, and they can compete over fish and gain weight and muscle mass. So once they reach an ideal weight, we then release them back to where they were found.
Apart from rescuing animals at the sanctuary, what else happens here?
What else happens here at the sanctuary? Well, obviously, yes, we've got a lot of animals we look after. We've got our seals and we've got our resident bird life. We've also got 4 little kid goats, which is a nice attraction for families and children. They can bottle feed and pat the goats. We also have a nature walk, boardwalk, which goes out over the lakes, so people can bird watch the natural bird life. We also have a very large playground for children. There's a lovely farm fresh cafe that people can enjoy a nice lunch in, and recently we've just acquired some pedal boats so people can paddle out on the lakes. It's a lot of fun.
Brilliant. Sounds like great crack. And what should people do if they come across any injured animals?
In the case of a seal, we always say to people, don't put it back in the water. That can actually end up killing them, so that's what we don't want. So they can call us on our phone number here, or get in touch on our website and tell us what's wrong with either the seal or the bird, and we'll go out if we can as soon as possible and try and do what we can for the animal. With birds, it's quite easy for people to, if they can contain the animal, to bring it into us, and we can help them.
Very good. Well, Ali, thank you very much for your time.
No worries, thank you.
For some years now, the Díseart in Dingle has been behind various projects involving the community. This year, and as a part of the National Tree Week, people were given an opportunity to purchase a tree and have it planted in the gardens of the Old Nuns Convent. The project was named the Díseart Family Tree Garden. Scrogall went along to talk to the people working on the project.
Well, we sé gestum níos mó anú. Tí gadín anam le chéile, agus an gadín mór bhain me hán, agus sé bheith an gadín chrán de bathe. Ach chosná sé sin timppel levilón euro. Agus níor bhéin dáimach an tígar timppel bech sé seo díanta hana féin chuna bhíonna. Ach ní réidir gnéis ní anam dim baligin tígar leis agus taimid níos mas na riamh. Da bhí ach bhíon an smíine bh déh crín in ar gaun. go háir gan Mary Reynolds an agus go daim bríd socha an bheirt a bhí bun an gádíine a dheara. Agus péisce le is siúd a hána chúmstúigh dú leis an tuairim se dúis go bhéit mist well hastig gom se go an gádíine sí suas, mar nadar éine chun a bheith grodí fé an déimlíon an rivigin an countsa a dhéana diantagin agus an cean tríú cean hís chochrú beidir go mecha tígar nu beidir anhí gin eile bre mé timppla a bheití a chomá. Bó aber agus ra an torsan. Pescele dúirt am hen gur ceart an tasnú huas. As nimmer huas agus de chiníisi siúdar an spíineháin sin crown cluine, family tree. Agus go bhéit a bhíiste de chur an ór agus an gádín breamhors an go bhfuil na falaíúntacha timppla sinna dhéanamh agus go mechas socha slí an de cúplacíad crown. Agus ré mar dhéana mar machna ver sin san do chiní mar a rudaí eile. Man hápla buheatan rud scáiltheánna bheit ann, mar is mic nó Dhuibhneach pescile a go mech ceanna timppla agus go mech fucht agus séideán agus scrána agus go gafa féineáil. Agus an san beidir go gheart le picnic a bheith moch féin be bhrelim soch na bhíonna mar is an bh hen machchas burelim teachtamachchan agus picnic a bheith gom tar a fada. Tá go chéan chaníní de timppla an picnic anmh dom.
So hastig go mech an pobl go mech slícoch an teachtasteach sa gádaí.
Se tá sé sin fír. A chunna fíorrá hastig bhm go méidir páirteach meachtaí an Díseart. Mar atá sé is ó heh léachta agus an torsa de mar sin is mó takeíocht a háil dúganna ó Veric agus is fád ó bhile Veric an mar taimine an armhainte féin. So hastig mam san go goireach na dtíine spéisian sa rud sa mar tá na gádaíine se go háil agus an áid íhan agus ba ceart féim cearthain deasta. Agus tá áil an dánarm go bhfuil geirí chomáis an smíineh agus go bhfuil go gaiimiid ráile daine is náfuil hiidir crín le díla.
Tá sé fádíal.
Tá siad ar fádíal.
I was brought in to project manage to make sure that everything runs smoothly. We're hoping to plant over 200 trees with a plaque beside each one dedicated to each family. And we're hoping to have quite a few people coming tomorrow to plant their own trees. And yeah, that they'll actually feel attached to their trees, I think is quite important.
Good special Díseart se an Halín. Agus meas an Halín atá filiocht. Tá go méid bailúchan mór filiocht an sanna thuas láig agus mis agus agus duine géiste an brad a bín sé do ná. Agus cadile an san meach ceol mó féna éir. Tá go begin an Scáileán, so ní bheith sena ben standard fadach, be sé ábhainn cosúlis. Is anna has an lásanúach na chun slómúr agus go léir gobar. Bhí breis agus céadaine an nuair chu Suas agus na críine agurcha. Agus an san gan áras duineach níos móna san cruch a lán don Toscán sos chomá. Agus an san ó hin déirlinn an féarachur agus ní tá sé sin mar hála, tá sé sinna fásanis agus an tálinn mar hanig báisteach níor bhéon báisteach go dtí an féarglas síl féar chutha as be sé sin anna dheas. Ach ní bheith sé réige fad le húsáid go dtí mí lúnas a dtíarn. Well, tá reinpá ebriad dhéanam mar caafar na heimreach a gléire chuidir slín. Tá sena slína gine leimi de úsáid san chun na heimreach a síar sin. Agus tá sé sin a dhéanam go slachfar a go cead dhéanam bh. Agus Venezuelis go an fearfásta, agus go bheith faoi siúlar, agus go méid na plecna go léir alah timppla lár lúnasa agus lámúra gin le chun dé.
Well, that's it for this month's programme and we hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget that Féil na Bealtaine starts on the 3rd of the month, running until the 7th. We hope to be covering some of the events in our next programme. Now, at the end of last year and as part of a training course, we recorded a series of live studio programmes. One of these programmes, called Out the Gap, dealt with the subject of mental health in West Kerry. You can watch this programme by going onto our website, scrogalltv.org. Well, slán Dhuibhneach agus Címí Sivan Chiad Viela.